Dear students of class 10, I am going to teach you the other remaining part of logistics, that is transportation. See, in my previous video we have already discussed many things about rail transport, road transport. Now we are going to discuss about demerits of road transport. See, low speed. The first demerit of road transport is that they have a low speed. The speed of road transport is very low as compared to rail transport. Next, more chances of accidents. The accident chances are more in road transport as compared to rail transport and other means. Next, limited capacity. Limited capacity, as we have discussed about rail transport has a huge capacity. They can carry bulky and heavy goods from one place to another and a huge number of passengers from one place to another. But the road transport, they have a limited capacity, means they cannot take a bulky and heavy goods and they cannot take more number of persons at the same time. Next, seasonal hindrances, means floods are there, then snowfall, rain, these all are the barriers of road transport. When the climate is not in the favor, so this transport is useless. Poor condition of roads. As we know, as I have told you before also, in India, road transport connect rural areas to urban areas. But the condition of roads in rural as well as in urban areas are very poor. So, when the condition of road is very poor, it become barrier for the transportation, like it become barrier in a way, it low up the speed. The speed decreases and the capacity also decreases and the maintenance of the vehicle, it increases. So these are the demerits of road transport. First, low speed. Second, more chances of accidents. Third, limited capacity. Fourth, seasonal hindrances. And fifth, poor condition of roads. Moving on to the next topic, that is meaning of waterways. See, we have discussed about railway, roadway. Now we are going to discuss about waterways. See, water transport is much cheaper than other modes of transport. Means the water transport is the cheapest one. It is the cheapest mode of transport in compared to other. It involves the use of boats, ships, etc. on river, canal and on the sea for carrying goods and passengers. Means what they do? They carry passengers as well as goods from one place to another with the help of boats, ships, etc. And their working area, means the route which they choose, the route is canals, rivers and sea. Now, waterway is broadly divided into two categories: inland waterways, overseas waterway. Inland, within a boundary of one country. Inland waterways means within a boundary of one country. Means if we are transporting the goods by waterways, the inland, it will take place within one country. Means it will take place within the India only. And overseas waterway, if we are transporting our goods and passengers from one place to another with the help of waterways from one country to another country, so that will be considered as overseas. Means here from one country to another country, different countries. Clear? And see, this is the cheapest one of the cheapest mode of transport. Moving on to the next topic, that is merits and demerits of water transport. See, first, as I told you before also, the water transport is the cheapest mode of transport among all of three. Okay, see, first merit, cheapest means of transport. Means the water transport is the cheapest means of transport for carrying heavy and bulky goods like oil and etc. They can be carried easily from the route of waterways. Next, larger carrying capacity. The capacity of waterways is 10 times more than the railways. So they can carry more passengers, more goods in compared to railways. Suitable for long distance. It is very suitable for long distance to carry the goods and passengers from one place to another. No cost of construction of routes, means we don't have to set up the track like in rail transport we have to do. We no need to make roads like we are doing in road transport. Simply the surface of the sea is there, the surface of the river is there. So simply they can sail their ships and boats on the river and seas. Low risk of damage. The damage risk is very low. Why? Because the surface of sea not damage much things. So the damage risk is low in case of water transport. Again I am repeating. First, cheapest means of transportation, it is a sasta one. Second, larger carrying capacity, the capacity is more in compared to rail transport. Suitable for long distance, it is very good for long distance. No cost of construction of routes, no need to make tracks, roads, kacha, pakka, rasta, nothing. And here, low risk of damage. The damage risk is also very less. Now moving on the next part, that is demerits. Demerits of waterways are low speed. The speed of waterways, they are very low. Low because they have to go according to the surface of the sea or the river. Next is climatic effect. Like if rain is there, if that any tide is there in the sea or in the river, then they will be affected. If with the wind also, if the wind is high, then also they are affected. Strict legal formalities. For transporting or sending the passengers from one place to another in waterways, we have to follow a large number of formalities. But these formalities we have in strict legal formalities. This is applied in overseas cases. When we have to transport the things from one country to another country, then we have to follow the strict legal formalities. All the paperwork, all the documents we have to with us. Next, lengthy routes. See, the waterways have the lengthiest routes. For example, if you want to go to America by plane, if you want to go, then you can simply reach there within 14 to 15 hours. But if you will go on waterways and ship and something, you maybe take more than a month. So they have a lengthy routes. Next, unnecessary delay. Unnecessary delay means they are not the time schedule is not appropriate. The time schedule is not according to our choice. So they, like in roadways or in railways, we have a time schedule. The trains are moving on their exact times, the departure and the arrival of the train. But in case of waterways, there is a delay or there will be a delay because of their climatic effect. Now see, again I am repeating. First, low speed. Second, climatic effect. Third, strict legal formalities. But this will be used in which? Overseas waterways. Lengthy routes, the routes are very lengthy. And the last one is unnecessary delay. So we have to face unnecessary delay in waterways. These are the demerits of waterways. Moving on the next topic, that is air transport. As we have discussed about roadways, but the landways, waterways, now airways. Airways transport. Air transport is the fastest and the quickest means of transportation. Means we can quickly transport from one place to another. We can easily take goods and passengers from one place to another. They are the fastest and the quickest one. See, now we will discuss their merit and demerit. The examples you know, aircraft, airplanes, etc. First, merit. Fastest means of transportation. As I told you before also, the air transport is the fastest means of transportation. They are the fastest among all of them. Next, suitable for carrying high value goods. Means the expensive items like diamond, jewelry, gold, etc. is easily carried in this transport. And high valued means the things in which we cannot the things on which we cannot keep them for a long time on a hold, like diamonds are there, so we can't transport diamonds in waterways. It will be very risky, and it cannot be transported from road railways also. So it is very good for carrying high value items. No geographical hindrances means in air transport there is a no geographical barrier. In case they can land on desert, mountains, roads, kacha pakka, over the seas, they can transport anywhere they want. So they have no geographical hindrances. Next, suitable for emergency services. Like emergency services, wars are there, somewhere earthquake is there, flood is there. So they are the easiest way to reach to the common people. So they are very useful for emergency services. Next, comfortable and quick service. They provide the most comfortable and quick service to their customers. Now see, again we are discussing first, fastest means of transportation. Second, suitable for carrying high value goods. Third, no geographical hindrances. Fourth, suitable for emergency services. And fifth, comfortable and quick service. See, suitable for emergency services, they are used by the military, the navy, and the air force also. So they are providing the best service and they are providing the quickest service. Now see, moving on the demerits. Now, what is a demerit? First, it is very expensive. It is very expensive. It is the out of the reach of common people. A laborer who is earning 3,000. See, the laborer, I told you it is very expensive. The laborer who is working for earning 3,000, 4,000 per month, he is not able to travel on this. So they are very expensive and out of the reach of common people. Next, limited capacity. They have a very limited capacity. When you will travel, there is a limit on your luggage. You cannot carry much weight luggage. The luggage must be in a limited capacity. It should be a limit like 35 kg or 40 kg. You have to carry in that much quantity only. Next, unsuitable for short distance. Yes, they are very unsuitable for short distance. Like you have to travel from 1 kilometer for 50, 60 kilometer or for 100 kilometer also. So they are not suitable for traveling in this much distance. Next, high operational cost. Very important this one. See, the expenditure on making the airports, purchasing the aircrafts, maintenance, they are very expensive. They have a huge capital expenditure. So they are very expensive. And they are working to work them to the working also very expensive. The operational cost to maintain the airport, to maintain the aircrafts, to maintain the all system, airport and the all technical things is very costly. The operational cost is very high. Last, low flexibility. Low flexibility means you can travel only where the airports are available. You cannot travel like in roadways. They are very flexible. They are the one of the flexiblest mode of transport. But in case of airways, you cannot travel in a flexible manner. You cannot take your airplane to a rural area. So you have to see. Now see, we are repeating again. First, very expensive. Second, limited capacity. Third, unsuitable for short distance. Fourth, high operational cost. And fifth, low flexibility. The last topic, that is comparison between rail, road, water and air. Now we will compare the all four which we have studied before. Now see, first, medium used. The medium used in rail transport, that is goods trains and passenger trains. Good trains means malgadi and passenger trains. And in road transport, trucks, bus, cars, then vans, etc. Many are there. And in waterways, boats, ships, tankers, steamers, etc. And in airways, airplane, helicopters. Next, speed. Rail have high speed. Road have a moderate speed. Means it depends on the condition of the road. waterways has the lowest speed and the air transport has the speediest mode of transportation. Next, carrying capacity. Train have a high carrying capacity. That road depends. If that vehicle is big, then little bit more. If the vehicle is small, then carrying capacity is low. And in waterways has the highest carrying capacity among all four. And in airways, the carrying capacity is the lowest. They can carry very little amount of goods. Next, freight charge means kiraya bhara. That is moderate. In rail transport, it is moderate. It's depend the distance you have to travel. And in road, that is low. That also depend. This is low and this is moderate also. This also depends the distance, the kilometers you will cover. In waterways, they are the lowest or the moderate one. But the air transport has the highest freight charges. Next, comfortable. Rail, they are comfortable but not much. So they are low comfortable. Roads, they are high comfortable. Why? Because they provide flexible service. Means you can easily travel from remote areas to any areas. Like urban area, they connect the urban and the rural areas. Next, waterways, they are very less comfortable. Why? Because they take a long time to cover the distance. The routes are very lengthy. And the airways, they are the most comfortable ones. They are the most comfortable one. So, this is the comparison between. I have discussed 5 points because in your exam, 5 marks question is coming. It may be coming 2 marks also. So, you can write 2 points. Or sometimes it is coming between any two also. See, this is the chapter comes under logistics. That is transportation. I hope this you have understood properly. Thank you.